Hey, it's Radisha, your favorite licensed real estate broker. And I'm here today to speak with you about dark stores versus ghost kitchens and how this is a great alternative to the traditional storefront. So, in business, in my consulting practice, I meet a lot of people who are interested in opening up these great locations that require so much overhead, and they haven't even tested out the concept yet. And so, I have shared with people that a good thing to do before you actually go ahead and make the full investment on a concept that you're not sure about is to test it out virtually first to see if people really like what it is that you have to offer. Many of us feel like we have the best thing, like the best sauce, the best recipe, the best whatever it is. But it doesn't really mean that it's going to resonate with the people that you want it to resonate with. And you might make a great investment and not receive the return that you would like to have. Like, what are ghost kitchens? You hear about ghost kitchens probably more than you do dark stores. They're the same thing, just different industries. So, a ghost kitchen in a dark store is a virtual location where you don't actually have customers coming in physically, where you take care of all of the order fulfillment from your website, which is great. And why are these options great for you as a budding entrepreneur or entrepreneur who might not have the capital to commit that you would like to have, or you're looking to reduce or downsize the business that you have and save yourself from going out of business? So this is also good if your business is struggling and you need to reduce your cost. So with having a virtual concept, you have less overhead. For instance, like with a restaurant, you wouldn't have to have the dining room necessary to serve guests. If you're going to serve beer, wine, or liquor, you no longer have to have that bar set up with the bartenders. You don't have to have a hostess to greet your staff. You don't have to have the bussers to clear the tables. There's a lot of things that you don't have to have. And there's a lot of cleanup and everything involved in having a location where people physically come to enjoy your space. But if you decided to do a virtual concept, you can focus on providing amazing food, amazing drinks, whatever it is that you are going to do. You could actually focus on the production of that and having a higher quality product, probably even at a greater price and an amazing return, because now you don't have to deal with the salaries involved with all of that staff. You don't have to be concerned about the training that goes involved with it. Does your company have to offer uniforms? It's a great reduction. Also, if you think about it from a restaurant standpoint, you don't have to have the dining tables. You don't have to have the silverware. You don't have to have the decor. You don't have to have the linens. It takes so much to have a location where you serve customers versus in a virtual realm. In addition to that, with the dark store, because I don't only want to focus on culinary, you can have a clothing business per se, and you can have great clothing at an even better price, or you can keep the price where you wanted to keep it at. But just make sure that your virtual space, your storefront, the virtual storefront gives just as great of an experience as it would have been in person. So make sure that you craft a really good shopping experience for your virtual storefront. Another benefit of having a virtual business is that you don't have to have a bunch of different locations. You can have one fulfillment center that provides services in so many different places. Another thing that's a savings and something to consider is that you don't have to make such a great investment in having that prime real estate location, because real estate can be real costly. So you don't have to have a location that's in a mall or on a corner where it's high traffic, because all of that translates to more money. And even though you might have a really good location, if people don't know who you are, they're not interested in what you have, now you're stuck in a lease and a commitment that you can't get out of because your concept wasn't tested and found to be what was desirable amongst those who you were hoping to be able to serve. Another thing is you can look at places more so like warehouses as a fulfillment center. You will have so much increased efficiency. So going to a food concept, instead of having to be open all day to try to make the money to cover your costs, you can test out a breakfast concept, something for lunch or dinner. You can say, okay, I only want it in the nighttime. And that still reduces labor because you don't have to feel like you have to have someone in there all day to bring in that money for you. And then once you find that people have a liking for what you're offering, then you can start to expand as you generate that income or that revenue, and people are asking and demanding that space. So for a dark store, you can also have, I started off with a clothing brand. You can have the clothing brand under one line. You can have an accessory business under a different line. You can have shoes under a different line, and all coming out of the same place, but they look like different companies. So many of the benefits include of doing a virtual space versus a large space and reducing all your real estate costs are streamlined operations, less equipment, less staff. You can have multiple concepts in the same business, and not just you testing out multiple concepts, but it can be you and a group of other entrepreneurs or businesses sharing the same space. So now there's a shared cost. So instead of paying $10,000 a month for a spot, if it's you and 4 other businesses, which would be 5, that's only $2,000 a month now instead of the $10,000. And you can focus on your inventory and your fulfillment of your products. So this was just something that I wanted to speak to you about if you're interested in opening a business or starting a business and you're trying to figure out the real estate aspect of it, because it takes a lot to build out a space. I've seen businesses fail before they could ever open because they could not get that space permitted and built out properly. It takes a lot to build out a business, a restaurant, a storefront. And with stores, for instance, you need to make sure like you have the nice shelving and decor. Also, you have to be concerned about theft. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to think about that with having staff, but it's less people to have to track and monitor, which reduces the possibility of you really being at a loss as much as with retail stores. So I'm Radisha. I'm your favorite licensed real estate broker with a distinctive lifestyle real estate company. My company is based in South Florida, but my consulting services are available internationally because I am an international consultant. And so if you have any questions or topics that you would like for me to touch on, drop it in the comment section. Let me know. And I'm going to start sharing more videos with you guys on a regular basis because there's so much that people should know that they don't know. And I'm going to share as much as I can without offering consulting online to be able to help you along your entrepreneurial path. So yes, you'll have great information. And that is my commitment to doing that more often because I love teaching. At the heart of everything that I do, I'm a teacher. I love teaching. Even when I'm working with my clients, I coach them along. I teach them about the business. I teach them about whatever it is that's going on so that it's not just hiring me for my services. Now they'll have the knowledge and information to empower them. So whenever our contract or agreement comes to an end, they still now can function and be successful without me being there. I'm also going to hold classes in the future when the demand is high enough, teaching people how to build out their business, not the traditional route with these old outdated ways of doing business plans and stuff, like the real way that you need to know how to build your business. I might do like a summer school for entrepreneurs or something. We'll see when we get there. But my commitment for right now is sharing really informative videos with you. So share this with anyone who you think will benefit from it, someone who is struggling right now in their business or who is, who's interested in entering and opening their business and seeing how it's able to help them. So until next time, it's Radisha. I'll talk to you soon.